So how can you tell right off the bat as you're walking in the community, as you're asking questions, how can you tell if a community is thriving or not, especially from like a care perspective?
Yeah, I think there's several things that you really want to consider when you're going to a community. I think the largest thing that I always tell people, and for me, when I go into a community, is to really see how the community feels. Not necessarily is it the pretty penny on the block, but really like when you walk in that community, how does it feel? Does it feel warm and like you're at home? Really looking at how the staff greet you. I think that that's really important to think about. A couple other things is like how do the residents look? I mean, are they well groomed? Are they engaged? And when I say engaged, not necessarily in group activities, but are they engaged with one another? Are they engaged with the staff? Are they reading? Do they look happy and well balanced as a resident living in a community? Sometimes people are not group activity folks, right? So I don't think that we need to judge a community by is everybody in an activity, but is someone engaged and things. I think the other thing that we really you need to do when you're doing your homework and looking at a community is know what your loved ones, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, whomever it is that you're helping to support is what are their needs and really focus on that. So sometimes we can look at a whole community and it gets overwhelming to tour and look at every piece of it. But what are you most focused on? Is it nutrition? Is it activities? Is it socialization? But really look at those things when you're touring a community.
Yeah, no, those are all good points. And I guess to go along with that too, are there safety features that you want to make sure that are in place? Pull cords, obviously that kind of thing. Things that might in a community that's not thriving or not taking care of itself might kind of overlook. Are there things that people should watch out for that as well?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I think asking the community, like, what is your disaster plan? What do you do depending on where you're at? If you're in a place that are hurricanes, what happens if something like that happens or fires in California? Do you have a partnership with a hotel or another community, something like that, so that if you have to get evacuated, do I, as the daughter, get a phone call? How do you handle it if I'm out of state and I can't get to my mom at that time? So absolutely, any of those things that you can ask a community that's really wearing on you because of your history or what your experience that you've been through is very important to ask the community, and they should have a really good answer for you because we should be prepared for all of those things.
Yeah, and I mean that's really relevant because in a couple of our communities, we've been in areas where there are natural disasters where you actually do have to have a plan and you can't just wing it last minute. So that's something we're super prepared on.